Oh there, old. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with the Malala Mort snapping at our heels, but we managed to grapple the first trinket without much fuss. Fighting back of them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story once the stray gets here. I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we have two baubles left on this list, the Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Perimu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've had at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of my own on these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid that name weren't no coincidence. Old, ye heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them curs was feeding that from the family of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. Ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. Within limps of laments of the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They were none too fond of Merleweeb or prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire would eventually convince them to play nice with the thalassocracy. But pirates ain't the ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfer ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrambling to claim their top chair for themselves. Of course, not one of them bloody cove can agree with one another which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, there's a group pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that took the Grinning Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasure. We've yet to cloy. Rumors around the town say that even for executioners, these coves are the bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. You should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Malala's contest. This ain't worth the kind of grief. You'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen to come in blows with them. Even if they came after us. Large or small, don't matter. They broke the code. They hit that maelstrom tub. The Grinning Curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodding excuses for Rogue if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. Need to see the job to an end. That means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice as to them as deserve it. But Jack, listen. With all the infighting going on in the present, us backstabbing a short blade one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we got to work. Old, you tracked down our black market contract. I've set him looking into the Cur's new allies a while back. So you should have some answers for us by now. Bail was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lanoska. Here, take the sack of blunt and pay the visit to the old House of Sticks. That's kobold territory. If you didn't know, the old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest, meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Okay. Lower Lanoska, you say? Oh, don't interrupt that. Go, go. Whew. Level 38 now. Can we wear new stuff? We sure can't. way up north. Nice day. Did Lower Lenoska get prettier? I feel like they did do like a big graphics update for Final Fantasy XIV. Like, this is the first time I'm really starting to notice a difference in the trees, if there is one. Maybe I've been playing too much Bitcraft. I'm getting used to like low poly trees. Alright, cool. We'll fight. Howdy. Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. You must excuse my hireland's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? Yarp. A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear. Tender years. But its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid, the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures. The earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer? Moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Ul'dah. Earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. Would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, where he purchased the self-same information. Though he attempts to now disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for the certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Alright. Costa del Sol isn't... That's a long way from here. But I'm supposed to speak with Jack at the Rogues Guild. Really gonna have me run all the way there just to run to Costa del Sol? Rude. Glimpse elements is starting to grow on me a little bit. It looks pretty decent during the day. Redania's still my favorite starting city, though. Welcome back, old. What information did the old man have on them? Reformists. Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old Don, no less. Can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town go and find many Lamentsons willing to melt coin on out of the cove them coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them, as we mean to pull down the Admiral. Eh? One of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house before you. How did they know that? Well, them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know. And that means we best get our arses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Old wait here for Perimu. Alright, Vacabe. The hell's she playing at? After her, lad, she knows this ain't a solo job. All ye rogues. All you bully rooks in your buskin boots. Gabby, are you in these bushes? I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, might be as I could use an extra cove in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? Just want to skulk in, blow him silver bits, and skulk out. Reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, when they wouldn't know who to come after, finish the job without drawing me jaggers, you know? Ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place would offer to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the wid when you're Bene to head in. Bene. Alright, well here's what we know. The rich merchant what comes over the old is some mate of the old master Gigaruju. The coal as owns Costa del Sol. Gigaruju's taken his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want the audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over the price, and we'll snatch the sorrows and up the twig before they even realize aught's amiss. Sound like a plan? Okay. There. Players have arrived. The reformists, point encounter, and the old Don Buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. Earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about? Where are all these other coals? Place was meant to be empty. See some nasty looking blokes in Uldan garb and those mammoths? Ugh. Urchins brought around a whole bloody entourage. Got ahead of myself. Should have realized the job never be that easy. I'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through the forest blades should you get caught sneaking up on them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... Know your excuses, love. I know full well what you're about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only because I got rogues like you and Underfoot and Old here that the guild can well take the jobs it does. When Harkovs walk the shadows, the bleeding pirates would do the trembling. Remember that, Vakebi. We ain't some two guild robbers what piss their breeches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the darkmans, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see you've not changed your mind then. Need all the stabbery you can get. I promise mine'll be there when you need 'em. Bene. Now let's carve a path to the platform and bite back them earrings. Vakebi, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Old, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we do. It's them puppets that concern me the most. I suggest you crash them little buckers before they spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, give them a good solid clout behind. Aye, in the most original strategy, but don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. To the shadow. Can I just like not fight these guys though? I mean, he told me to. I feel like it's not entirely necessary. This bastard's made of solid rock. Oh, get over here and stop chipping. Where are you? Oh, I see him. You died, right? Yeah. Making sure. Jack, you spoiled my surprise. I'm rogue you are. I was fixing the sneak attack and it was gonna be beautiful. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What the hell do you bloody think you're doing? Conducting business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? Aye, I'm all affrighted. Odd. Then, that you're the one who's shaken. Don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan of coin for them, shiny baubles. But I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Wait, damn you. You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldern Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stray your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you damage Limsa's relations with Ul'dah. Yeah, exactly. I'm highly placed in Ul'dah society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. Then the return on these trinkets will be, or that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Do you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dumb-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, Then why are you sneaking around consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt the quality of your character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust the earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them return to Ul'dah. That is, after all, was to fulfill the very purpose of the thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? Think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. Come bearing the official order of seizure authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it is nevertheless within state-governed territory. Come along quietly. We need not inconvenience Master Gegaruju any further. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. Oh, dang. I don't know, could we at least call that one a draw? Talk with Jack at Costa del Sol. There he is. The hell's take that canary-colored harpy. Might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. Go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Any luck to you, love? Ah, there you are. You left before the events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant, and we will be holding him for further questioning. Aho! Bonin, an associate of the Bloody Executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty. I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? Thought you'd sooner die than associate with the elements of the underworld. Well, do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge. And that marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. It's true, I might find his practices distasteful. He's no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books. That chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, become a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner which we protect Limsa Lamensa. I swore an oath on the graves of me sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is kind of an oath too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and let you trample all over me and me coves. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now before it gets proper serious. Just say you're sorry and admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. Shall reclaim the last treasure, and then I'll be off. Now I'll look victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. Say he's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in a coral tower, but look away for a moment, one of them coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, old. Back to the sisters for us. Okay. Want to be a ninja. How far am I from being a ninja? Alright, this will just be a second. Eight sorrows. 2 more missions. I think. Maybe I could squeeze them through. Where am I? Gotta hustle though. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, White Cotton. How are you doing? Kids are awake. And at least one of them needs to head to camp. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. As far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it Bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, old. Okay. You really like the way they did the crafting system in this game? I kind of liked it. Unlike the original release, like way back in the day when like crafting, I don't know, I never really got into crafting, but at least the gathering was a bit more of a mini game. Now it's just tink 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 on the node. You know, isn't the worst thing.